Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Housewife Historian, and we are here to talk the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm going to be talking a little bit in code today because if you watch my channel and you watch my live, yes.
Is the plane going down? Are we gonna die? Why are you saying I'm salty?
Okay, let's try this again. Can you guys please comment and let me know if you guys can hear me now? You know, technical issues, they happen. We have to deal with them as they come, and we do the best we can. Can you guys hear me? Okay, we can hear you. Hey, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, good. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of a refresher. Okay, as long as you guys can hear me, as I was saying, everything in this video is alleged. Melissa's old nose and I are dropping a podcast today. It's gonna have all of the dirt, the details, all of the stuff that you guys want to hear. We basically have collected all of the bones for you guys. We put them all together and in a podcast, and we're going to drop that today. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of background, a little bit of get everyone up to speed with what has transpired. So if you guys follow me, then you guys know I had to open up a new YouTube channel. So make sure that you guys, I went live on both channels because I did a live yesterday only on my new channel. And I think that it gave a lot of detail about what's going on. And I don't think that it got the views that it would have gotten on my original channel. So I just want to come on and remind everyone, guys, please, all of my new content on Marge the Sarge and everything that's transpiring is going to be on my YouTube Housewives 411. That's the only way that I can keep my content free for you guys is if you go to that channel and follow. I would suggest also, of course, hitting the like button and putting on your notifications because just like this live, I go live randomly when I have tea that's confirmed. I don't do clickbait. I bring it to my YouTube first because I've always tried to give my subscribers sort of some sort of a bonus as, you know, to following me. So that's always been my thing. But now I'm like, Spotify, you know, on the podcast, do I put it there first, the Patreon? It's just a whole mess. So we're navigating, we're learning. We need to see, you know, what's been going on. Deb says, so we loved watching you and Teresa and Jen. You had a blast. We did. So I have to post more photos. I have much more photos for you guys. I have pictures with Melania and Gia and James Leonard and Melissa Feaster's husband. They mingled. They were the nicest people I've ever met in my life. They were so humble, so kind. The difference between Teresa and Louis and Melissa and Joe is Melissa and Joe have to be the loudest people in the room, right? I just watched a video of Joe when he was like giving the models a pep talk before they were walking the runway, and somebody was filming it, and it was all, you know, fun and games, and he's telling the he's telling the models, you know, that he wishes he had tits and ass and get out there and shake it. And if he was a model, he would walk like this. And you can just tell all of the ladies are like, come on now. Like they're just laughing, but they are cringing on the inside, right? So, Joanne, if you didn't, they are on my Instagram, HW Historian 2. I'm going to be uploading some photos to this YouTube channel as well, but because it's my new YouTube channel and I don't have as big a following as my other channel, I don't have the same like I don't have the same option. So I can't do posts on my new YouTube channel until I reach like a certain amount of followers. It's so crazy, guys. That's why I tell you, like, I want to keep giving free content. So that's why I really need you guys to go to my Housewives 411 YouTube and follow it over there, because that's how I'm going to be able to keep paying for my streaming service and to go to events to bring you guys the gossip and the tea and things that happen. So I'm going to be doing a video from start to finish about the event at the Namaste Bitches podcast. But I can tell you guys that it was set up amazingly. Whoever was running it did an amazing job at the seating. Everything was organized. But most importantly, they mingled with the fans. And they were like Teresa and Louis were literally almost the last people to leave. Okay, that never happens ever. I saw Luann at her cabaret show, and she didn't interact or say hi to anyone. Teresa and Louis literally stayed until everyone left. They took photos with everyone. They chatted with everyone. Gia brought her boyfriend there. They were happy to be there. They were happy to take photos. We don't get that with Joe and Melissa, okay? We just don't. They're different sorts of people, and it makes sense as to why they don't get along. It makes sense. I don't know why Melissa's not cringing, because any of us, we know that kind of guy that like makes you cringe when he says things and you're like, oh God, how is she married to him? You know, and like, it's fun and games when you're young and out, you know, having a good time. But you guys are, you know, in your 40s, getting close to your 50s. There's nothing wrong with having a good time, but like, come on, Joe, like tone it down a little bit. Seriously. It's just obnoxious. And you can tell that the models thought it was obnoxious. And he's obnoxious. Everyone knows Joe Gorga's obnoxious. He doesn't care that he's obnoxious. But here's what the problem is. Yeah, I did. Jennifer mingled. Here was the thing. So they had all of the ladies and their dates sitting in the very, very first row, right? So, they would have been like 2 rows in front of me. Both of the new girls were there. Dolores was there. Polly was there. And they were sort of roped off in the first row. But they didn't have to stay in that area. They were able to mingle, right? And so that's why I give so much kudos to Jennifer, because she like came out into like the audience section and was mingling and taking photos. Now, Danielle Cabral was about 10 feet from me. I wish I would have got a photo of her. At first, I didn't recognize her because she's so slender. She's either lost a lot of weight or that tummy tuck, like what really, it came with some lipo or whatever, because she is very much, very, very, very tiny. She did arrive. There was no seat for her. She did stand off to the side until the intermission, and then she left. So, yeah, there's definitely some tension there, I would say, for sure. There's another housewife who I've kind of left remain nameless because of the fact that I know her and her relationships are trying to mend, but just for reference, this housewife, you know, people wanted to take photos with her. She was leaving and she was like, oh, I'm coming right back. I just got to grab something out of my car. And like people started to like turn around and look. And so she ended up taking a photo with them, but she clearly didn't want to. And she wanted to lie and walk out of the event and not be bothered with people. And I just think it's important that we remind these housewives who the F keeps them in business, because it's their viewers, right? It's their viewers. And you know what bloggers do? Bloggers give so much free press to Bravo and to these housewives that they don't even have to pay for advertisement because they get so much of it from us, okay? And so when I checked my DMs, because I hadn't been online for I don't know, I needed a break. Everyone needs a break. Sometimes I had a lot going on personally, and sometimes y'all, you know, did you need a break from the internet, from the people, whatever. So I took a little break ski, and I'm also one of those people, I'm bad at texting, but I'm really bad at DMs because I have anxiety. So when I open up my DMs and I'm like flooded with ones that I don't know who you are, I just like will close it, right? So I didn't realize that I had a DM from a Real Housewife of New Jersey just sitting in my inbox for 5 days, guys. Usually they'll unsend it if you don't check it or read it within a certain amount of time. That's always been my experience. But they kept this one sent to me, and it was bogus, and it was a bogus cease and desist. And I'm not going to get into all of it because Melissa's old nose and I are going to go over the messages directly with you guys. I talked a little bit about them yesterday, but they're horrific. That's what I want to say. I have so much to say about all of this because I'm just so really appalled by the entire situation. I am appalled by the privilege of a white woman who is has a platform that thinks that she can get online and threaten people and call them names and threaten them with police reports. This must be her MO, okay? And this is why it's pissing me off a little bit. Because if your MO is that you're filing police reports, because don't forget, she said she filed a police report for Louis, right? Well, if you're filing police reports on bogus stuff, you're wasting the time of police officers, of precincts, and of taxpayers' money, okay? Don't take advantage of your local police department because you live in Bergen County. Don't take advantage of my local police department because you don't like something that I didn't even post. Here's the most bullshit part of all of it, guys. She's mad about something I didn't even post because MG has convinced her crew, her people, that Trey Fab 2022 and I are the same person. And we surely are not, okay? We live actually pretty far away, and you can definitely tell that by the time zone of the messages, right? And so I've explained this, and I'll explain it again to you guys in case you didn't hear it. When I was first attacked and doxed by MG's cousin, he was also messaging and attacking Trey Fab 2022 at the very same time. When they did a background check on me, they found something, so they ran with it and they started posting it on Trey Fab's page. So she reached out to me. Her and I became friends, and she felt so strongly about how poorly they had treated me by posting my mugshot, posting my address, posting my cell phone number on a fan page that clearly we know they run. And so she took up for me and sort of spearheaded the campaign in trying to get my stuff taken down from this webpage. It was up for 2 weeks, guys. That's a really big deal. Let's also remember that it was being advertised and geared towards a platform of people that don't like tree huggers or people like me. So you're literally posting my address of my home where my child lives on a web page that is for people that hate people like me. Okay? Now I had to do some negotiations to get that taken down. But again, Trey Fab helped me. There were days that I was like, I can't even get online today. Like sorry, I'm drinking coffee. There would be some days I would be like, I can't even deal with it today. Like, I just cannot even deal with it because I'm still paying the price for something that happened 10 years ago. I'm still paying the price. I'm the poster child for reducing recidivism. I have had no trouble. I literally dedicated my career to helping women who were in the same position that I was in 10 years ago and helping my community. And I'm getting put down and called a criminal by Bravo's people. And I email ITV, and you know what ITV tells me? They're not responsible for their talents. You have to contact their attorney. Well, Margaret can't afford an attorney. So who do you want me to contact? This bogus ass attorney on Instagram? Give me a break. Ugh, give me a break. So, I'm like I said, we're gonna get into all this in a podcast because this is like important stuff, guys. Like you can't do this. And just because they want to ignore it, like we're viewers, and if she's insulting me as a criminal, then guess what? She's basically saying every viewer that's a criminal, like you're a piece of shit, and every viewer that smokes weed, you're a piece of shit, like Jennifer Aiden too. Like we saw her do it with Jennifer Aiden. We saw her do it with Brittany John Fuda's ex, who is in prison right now because of them. Literally, they're not afraid to put people in prison. That's the thing, guys. They weren't afraid to put Joe Giudice in prison. They weren't afraid to put Teresa in prison. Here's the thing. They're all affiliated with criminals. They're from New Jersey. I'm so tired of the Karen saying, oh my God, Teresa's a felon. And so was Tommy Manzo. And his dad was chopped up and put up in the back of his trunk. These people are connected. Yeah, they have criminal records. What? Okay, Karen. If you want to go off of that, you wouldn't even had anyone to even film a first season on The Real Housewives in New Jersey. And let me tell you something else. Just because you're not a criminal doesn't mean you're not breaking the law. Guess what? You're breaking the law when you take loans from people and you don't pay them back. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not going to contact any of Margaret's attorneys because she can't freaking afford one. Give me a break. I've had enough. She's mad because Trey Fab was posting about this eye company that she was apparently like collaborating with. I didn't even know that was going on. I had no clue because I hadn't even been online. Again, that's what pisses me off so badly and again, it all correlates to like my YouTube page being demonetized not that long ago because Trey Fab probably posted something that they got mad about, so they take it out on me because they don't have any dirt on her, they can't do anything to affect her because she's in another freaking country. So they come after me instead, and they try to say that we're the same account, and a simple IP search would clear all of that up. Would clear all of it up. So just in case you guys know, Deb, they brought up attention. Okay, yeah, yes, Deb, absolutely. That's what Joe and Melissa Gorga did, allegedly. So what happened was when I was 19, my mom committed suicide. She was struggling with mental health and she had a physical deteriorating disease that was never, ever going to get better. And she killed herself when I was 19. The trauma from that event led me to drugs and alcohol, self-medicating because I didn't know any better. And that led me to bad decisions, bad people. And eventually I went to prison. And that was 10 years ago. I paid my price. I did my parole. I've never been in trouble since. I went back to school. I got certified by my own state's Board of Mental Health and Addiction Services. And I work for a company that helps reintegrate women who are coming from prison or rehab to help reintegrate them back into society to be productive members. And let me tell you something, people like Margaret and people like Melissa are why people don't get a second chance. When you see people that say, I'm a felon and I can't get a job anywhere, and you look at them like they're a liar, look at how these people treat criminals, first-time offenders, or anyone that's been to prison. They treat Teresa like trash. They treat me like trash. We're all trash if you've been to prison or have had a felony or a criminal or whatever. So when these people say that they get out of prison and people look down on them and people discriminate against them, it's very much true. Look at the discrimination right now. Look at the way Margaret texts me, calls me a criminal, and tries to threaten me with a police report, with a warrant, as if this woman, this white privileged woman, can go into a police department and her word is going to result in a police arrest warrant? The lady is unhinged. She's not there. Something is very, very wrong. And I'm not holding that against her at all. Okay? But I'm saying, get her off the show. Stop giving her a platform. This is completely unacceptable. All of it. It's unacceptable. It was unacceptable when Melissa and Joe did it, but you know what? I took one for the team because I have a child and my address was posted online. So yeah, I negotiated with the devil to get my address taken down. Now this time, everyone's going to know the truth. Everyone is going to know the truth about Margaret. She did, that was uncalled for. I want a public apology. I want a private plane with the most expensive champagne with 10 of my friends going to BravoCon. I want the presidential VIP suite, and I want massages. I want massages. I want breakfast in bed. I want room service. I want it all, okay? Because y'all have really let your talent shit on me. And like I said, if it's happening to me, it's happening to other people. You don't think it's happening to other people? Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. They treat Juicy Joe badly. Exactly. They treat him badly. That man served his 3 years in prison, got out, and he didn't even get to go to freedom. He had to go to an ICE institute and sit there for 6 months and fight his deportation. So if this is what Bravo stands for, if this is what ITV stands for, then I don't want nothing to do with it. And if this is what they're doing to bloggers, here's the thing. If they come at me like this, then they either come at other bloggers like this and they either must back down, stop posting. I don't know what happens. Or and then the other ones must be paid. Because there's no way in hell that with my, mediocre following, that these people are attacking me so harshly, hacked me, doxed me, all sorts of shit. You know what I'm saying? But y'all ain't worried about what everyone else is saying. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, are these people on payroll with the Gorgas and Margaret, and that's why they don't get demonetized, they don't get hacked, they don't get doxxed? Is that why? Because I'm having a really, 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 really hard time understanding why I continue to be the target. What about all these other places that say all of this stuff? Is there any bloggers actually that like maybe have over 100, 200K that talk ill about Margaret, Melissa, or Joe? The only person I can think of is Sherelle's World when she covers it. Can you guys honestly right now think of anyone, any blogger that's over 100,000 followers that's not that will give the truth? Not talking bashing, not talking tree hugger accounts. I'm just talking about giving the truth. Anything I've ever put on my channel, I've had a receipt for. Anything I've ever read about the Gorgas or their fraudulent behavior, whatever, allegedly, I read it. I give it to you guys from OK Magazine. It's posted in Reality Blurb. So why are you coming after me? It doesn't make sense. Is everyone else bought and paid for? Do you guys know what I'm saying? Like, it's either like these bloggers are bought and paid for as like they're bought and paid for maybe by, I don't know, allegedly by like Melissa and Margaret, and maybe they don't promote Margaret and Melissa, but they just don't say anything bad about them, or they say stuff bad about them, but they have a deal like that they won't go too low. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Because I can't think of anyone else that reports on the Gorgas, and I'm talking in the press. I'm talking freaking page 6. Yes, I'm talking page 6. I'm talking Reality Blurb. I'm talking OK Magazine. I'm talking The Sun. I'm talking all of these major outlets that will not post negatively about Melissa and Joe Gorga, even if it's the truth. Do you guys understand how the magnitude of that? The amount of control that you must have with these outlets, that they won't post anything negative about you, even if it's true. I mean, I know that Melissa was first to get in the online game, right? Because Teresa had kids, she was having babies, she was making a TV show, she she was booked and busy, right? Melissa was at home trying to figure out how to get on the show. Okay, let's be real here. That's what Melissa was doing. She was trying to figure out how she was going to get on the show. So she was blogging a lot. Her family was blogging a lot. The cousins were blogging a lot. The sisters were blogging. Everyone was blogging, right? And so then eventually Melissa does get on the show, but she's acquired all of these relationships with these bloggers and news outlets because she's been online, whereas Teresa wasn't. Teresa was taking care of the kids. She was with her parents. She was making homemade sauce in the garage. She had the babies. Like, she was busy. Deb is right. I felt like Kempire and another YouTuber were on Rena's side, so they had them on Beverly Hills showing their podcast. Remember, I am subscribed after both of them. Oh, I didn't know that, Dave. Deb, I actually thought Empire was one of the ones that actually has covered like truthful events that may have put Joe and Melissa in a negative light. Like, I had thought that he was pretty good, at least about being like honest about that sort of thing. But I can't think of anyone else besides Cheryl's World that actually says anything poor about Joe and Melissa, even if it's true. And that goes for page 6. That goes for once in a while, like Reality Blurb might put something in that's like not terrible towards Teresa. For example, do you guys let's go back to Louis and Teresa buying their house, getting engaged, and then they started the renovations on it. You guys remember that? Their house was finished and being filmed before last season even started. Melissa's home was not finished. Their new home was not filmed last season because even prior to the second renovations, it still wasn't filmed because it wasn't ready. Okay? So fast forward, when they finally announced the home, I think it was page 6. Don't quote me though. I could be wrong, allegedly. It was one of the major outlets ran a story that said that Teresa and Louis had copied Joe and Melissa's house. And it was like the pictures of the kitchen and the pictures of something else. And they were like, look, Teresa Giudice copies of everything that Melissa Gorga does. Look at the house. Look at the kitchen. Look at this. Look at that. And we're like, does she think I'm sorry. Does she think we're stupid? Like, does she really think we're stupid? Do they think we're stupid? Like, their house was, like, Teresa and Louis' house was ready way before Joe and Melissa's house was ready. Okay? Way before. Not to mention, I think everyone knows this. I can say it now. Like, Louis and Teresa had a designer before Joe and Melissa. If you remember, they like kind of just did it themselves and winged it, and it looked so terrible. Guess what they did? They went and got a designer, just like Louis and Teresa did the first time around. So how could Teresa and Louis have copied Melissa and Joe's house, new house, the format, the kitchen, the whatever? How could they have done that if their house was finished first? Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't even make any freaking sense. And they still ran the article. That's what's so shameful. Like, all you had to do was look at a timestamp. That's it. You can look at a timestamp and you can see when Louis and Teresa started posting their new home, when it was completed, and when Melissa and Joe's home was completed. They try to play us like we're stupid. And that's insulting too. It's like, come on, Bravo. Well, that wasn't Bravo. That was a news outlet. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they'll even lie for them. Like, what are you doing with these press people that they will legit lie for you to make Teresa look bad? Like there's a reason. There's some sort of payment transaction being made. And again, Melissa has an advantage because she was on the podcast, not the podcast, but on the online scene way before Teresa was. And she was able to obtain a lot of resources and people and connections. And so it's been able to allow her to control the narrative online for a very long time. And this year, she couldn't do that anymore. And I'm going to tell you guys why. If you guys go back and watch my old YouTube, my old videos when I very first started, you will see that I did videos on the Gorgas and their bogus America's Most Wanted car dealer that they brought onto the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Like I covered that, and you guess what I got? A bunch of hate from it. People would get so mad I'm like I said, guys, I would take it directly from Reality Blurb. I would take it directly from wherever, and people would get so mad. You used to not be able to say a negative word about Melissa or Joe on the internet, like in the podcast, not in the podcast, but in like the Bravo community world online, because you would get attacked, literally attacked. And I think for whatever reason, this has been one of the first years that Teresa fans, tree huggers, have really been able to let their presence be known, because before we were, we're stronger in numbers, right, guys? And you guys all know, like I say, everyone is welcome in my lives. If you love Melissa, that's cool. You can love whoever you love, as long as you respect, you're respectful, and we can talk about it respectfully. But tree huggers stick together, and we have to, because of the fact that there was a time online when we couldn't say our thoughts or opinions about Melissa or Joe, because we would get attacked. We would get attacked by bots or by whomever. And there's still people that can't say anything. They'll say something, they'll comment, or they'll post something, and then they'll send me all of the bots that start attacking their post after they post it. So it's just really, basically, it comes down to them really, again, trying to control a narrative here. And I don't know if it's just because I'm like independent of any entity or producer or housewife. Like, I love Teresa, of course. Everyone knows that. I love her and I have a lot of respect for her, but I don't lie for her. I don't make up stuff, and if she's wrong, she's wrong. And if she's right, she's right. So I'm not someone that's going to blindly follow anyone. That's why I am independent. I'm a free thinker, right? So I have some connects at TMZ. So I'm hoping that I can get through to some people about some of the things that are going on, because I think that it's really important that everyone knows what and who they are supporting, okay? Because you can't go onto a TV show and tell everyone that you support women and then get online and dog me and call me a criminal and all this bogus nonsense to threaten me and to bully me. That's what they're doing, guys. They're trying to scare me and bully me. That is so wrong. And the problem, again, lies in the fact that they are so blatant about it, and that Bravo or ATV, who is their actual producers, let me let you guys know, I did email them, and they said that they're not responsible for their talent, and that they would email Margaret's attorney. That was their response. So they have no outrage or no, they don't care, basically. All right, well, whatever. We don't care. Talk to her attorney. We don't have a moral compass. And again, This is under the ITV. That's their actual producers. Like, that's another thing that, like, is kind of, like, weird to me. Why are you guys under, like, 5 umbrella companies? Like, you're under Bravo product, you're under NBC, which is under Bravo, which is under Cyrus, which is under Evolution, and then eventually it comes down to ITV. They refuse to provide an email address for the woman who represents their legal department, which again is a red flag to me. So, yeah, I'm just letting you guys know. If you're interested in helping me advocate for people who are being discriminated against by these Bravo celebrities, specifically Margaret Josephs, allegedly, let me know, and we can kind of see what we can do, and we can write some letters. And I think that, again, it's important that people know who they're supporting, right? Like, whenever I got doxxed by that couple, I had so many lovely, wonderful people reach out to me with their own story of either recovery or their child. I had one woman, she told me about her son passing. He overdosed and died. And, like, it was sad, but it was beautiful. And she was able to, like, share that with me. And she knew that I understood what she was talking about and what she was going through. So right now in this world, addiction and mental health is touching a lot of families. Okay. Actually, September was Suicide Awareness Month. I think that's why maybe I was so, like, out of, I wasn't feeling well mentally. Again, because I said, guys, like, my mom's suicide, again, leading to my drug addiction, leading to my prison sentence, and doing everything right after I came home, and still paying the price, and still being discriminated against, and being discriminated against online. And I'm not having it. I'm just not, because you know what? There's a lot of people that have a criminal record. There's a lot of people on the Real Housewives of New Jersey that have a criminal record. And regardless of my record, it really doesn't have anything to do with the present moment. Do your research. If you're upset that Trey Fab posted something, then take it up with Trey Fab. Why are you trying to come for me? I don't even post about you. The only thing I posted was when you were doing Pat the PUSSS with your mother and your friend on your iHeart advertisement. Okay, so if you that's another thing that pisses me off. If it's already posted online, why the F are you getting mad at me? You posted it on iHeart. You made the video. You approved it. You knew what the F it looked like. Why are you mad that I'm resharing it? I'm sorry you look terrible. I'm sorry your face looks like half of it's sagging and half of it's not, and you should go to the doctor, and you possibly might have something medically going on. I can't help it. You don't have no people to tell you how to take care of your social media. That ain't my fault. That ain't our fault. You're effing social media. You're a reality star. Don't blame it on the bloggers. I'm sick of everything getting blamed on the bloggers. We're out here busting independently our butts, giving so much free press, so much free content to Bravo. And what do they give us? Nothing. They don't even care when their own talent comes after us. Like, wow, okay. I mean, I have a lot of people that are like, my YouTube does not look the way it used to, and it's really disappointing. I'm like, I know. We can't help it. We're literally getting run off by Bravo celebrities who can't pay their bills, and they're mad at us for talking about it. Mad at us for talking about it. Let me understand that. So you're mad that you didn't pay somebody, and Daily Mail ran an article about it, but you're mad at me for reading the Daily Mail article. Riddle that to me, please. Man, I'm telling you what, guys, I am not happy. If you guys know any great civil attorneys, please email them to me or put them in the comments. Civil attorneys, please. I have one now, but he's really fucking expensive. He's really expensive. Let me look through some of your comments. Messy's followers are always intelligent, as she was a teacher, if you know, you know. I noticed that. Then I heard all the drama. Oh, I agree. I've stopped going to other sites for information about RHONJ because especially Adam is very much a Melissa lover. Like, I love Adam. I've known Adam since I started. He's always been, super nice and professional and everything to me. You guys know that unfortunately I don't get to listen and watch other creators very often, just because of my schedule. But I hear things, of course, through the grapevine, and I think it's completely. If you love Melissa, hey, you love Melissa, but give a fair account of what is going on. Just because you love someone doesn't mean that you have to, um, you know, alter the situation to their behalf. Which I don't even know if that's what he's doing because, like I said, I haven't been I haven't been able to really watch anyone, so I'm not sure what's going on. And I love Adam. I think he's like a really nice person, and I think that Jason, does a great job of guiding him. But I think that, these reality stars, I think they give them. I'm not saying Adam. I'm saying that people like Krusty Balls. You guys know who I'm talking about. Someone like her is mesmerized by Melissa, right? Because I don't know why. She's just mesmerized probably by somebody that is giving her attention, has money, status, whatever the case may be, because she probably hasn't had that in her life. I think she's like a bar room singer, if that is a real thing. Again, I'm talking about Krusty Balls over there. I don't even know where she's at anymore because she always is trying to tag me. And this is, again, another reference as to how I know that they target me, because I have never had one interaction with this woman, nor do I ever want to. I blocked her a long time ago on TikTok when she first came on, because I'm like one of those people, I don't want to have any interaction with you. I don't want to have a good one, bad one, none. I just don't want to even know you're here. Why do I got to know? Why do we got? Just leave me alone. I don't have nothing for you, But every single time things are going on or things are heating up or there's drama in the world, she will get online and she will tag me and she will tag Trey Fab, and she will try to again tell people that we're the same freaking account. And we're not. And I swear this all comes down to the fact that MG was running that account, RHONJ News. And even though she denied it 1,000 times to Tuesday, I mean, we're not stupid, it's obvious, just because, I have control over it. Well, if you have control over it, you effing run it. Come on. If you have control over it, then you know what's getting posted on it, right? Come on now. That's what I mean. I think her family does a lot of her media stuff, and they make their own decisions, and I don't think that they tell her half the time what's even going on. And I think that with her, again, her family makes the executive decision, and if people get pissed off in the process, they sort of tell it to Melissa in a different way, right, to defend themselves on how they handled the situation, because they are a well-oiled machine. I've said this before and I'll say it again. They're a well-oiled machine. There's lots of them. They all have their own jobs. They all have their own roles when it comes to taking care of Melissa and her online narrative, if you will, because they all benefit from her being famous as well. So if she can't stay famous, then they lose their benefits too. What benefits they have? Well, they filmed her cousin's wedding, the one that Joe officiated. I also did see Gia at the event, and I think someone might have mentioned Joe, and the fact that he was going around calling himself father, like he was a priest. Like, even though New Jersey doesn't make you register with like the state to officiate a wedding, he was still calling himself a priest, like a father. And a lot of people, especially in the Catholic community, consider that to be blasphemy. And I don't want to get into much of that, but I just wanted to let you guys know that was a little bit of a subject at the event, because that a lot of people consider that sort of a blasphemy to do that. So Just saying. And again, this is Joe and Melissa have to be the funniest, the loudest people in the room, okay? They have to be. That's why they get in these situations, because Joe's got to be the, oh, ha, 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 I'm father now. Ha, ha, ha. I'm going to marry them. Ha, ha. Like, it's just ridiculous, you know? And it's like, isn't Melissa embarrassed? I'm gonna tell you guys something. This is a little bit of tea that I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you guys, but I'm gonna not tell you who the person was. But I'm gonna tell you the situation. I'm gonna set it up for you, okay? And maybe just imagine for yourself. Imagine you had never met Joe Gorga. Imagine that you are, I don't know. Let's say you are your sister-in-law to maybe like if Louis had a brother and his brother was married. So you have a sister-in-law and she meets Joe and Melissa for the first time. I mean, overwhelmed was how they described it. More like had to go outside and take a breather. They couldn't even like comprehend how obnoxious and chauvinistic and sexist that he was, like, without the cameras around, with no cameras, just him and Melissa, you know, and the fam hanging out, right, and meeting some new family, if you will, or friends, whoever, new friends of the new family. I had word from one of them that was like, it was literally like he was just so obnoxious. I couldn't even take it. So it's just, again, sort of contradicting because, hey, Margaret, how are you supporting women? How are you empowered? First of all, can you please tell me when and where you empowered women? Anywhere, let me know if it's been like a homeless shelter like Dolores does, or how are you empowering women? Because I've only ever seen you put women down. Honestly, I've only ever seen you put women down. The only woman you might empower would be Lexi, and maybe that's because she's your friend. I'm not sure. But how do you, if you are a woman who empowers women, hang out with Joe G, who is chauvinistic, talks to women like they're dogs, talks to them poorly. He talks to Melissa poorly. We saw that last year whenever she walked ahead of him and he got mad, right? And we've heard rumors that allegedly Margaret talks shit about Joe behind closed doors and tells Melissa that she needs to go get a ball player. Remember? A ball player. So it just is not adding up for me. I noticed that I heard all the drama he's involved in, and I feel like WTF, who is the guy to talk smack, and there's other bloggers going smack against him. That made me LOL because I picture Josephine putting IKEA together. Has no moral compass, but is good at being passive aggressive and has other Yo, you are so right. They are so passive aggressive. If you guys go listen to her podcast, okay, please go listen to her podcast, the episode where they find out that Jacqueline and Teresa have made up. When Teresa goes to Vegas and she has lunch with Jacqueline and she takes a picture and she posts it, it's like a Saturday, okay? The following Tuesday, I think, was Valentine's Day, right? They record this episode. They've probably since deleted it, but this is another reason they hate me, if you guys want to know the truth. They've recorded this episode on her podcast, and they're so full of shit, dude. First of all, I'll set the scene for you. Melissa's like, oh my gosh, guys, it's 11:46. I got to get to my doctor's appointment. I'm so sorry. I gotta go, guys. I will talk to you guys soon.